guys, Courtney here with Courtney's Customs, and today I want to show y'all how to do a wood grain and camouflage peekaboo. I made this tumbler for my husband a few months ago. He absolutely loves it. So yeah, I made him one and not myself. I still don't have a personal tumbler. Ugh. So now I'm going to show you guys how to do it, and I'm going to be giving it away for free on my Patreon page. So make sure you click the link down below, head on over to my Patreon, join that group, and I post in there all the time. We have a lot of fun. So definitely go check that out. I'm starting off with a 20 ounce from Makerflow Crafts. I'll put their link down in my description. And I base painted this Salted Caramel by Rust-Oleum. I will also have them down in my description. It's an Amazon link, but it'll take you right to it. And this is the Cabin Cupboard Tim Holtz alcohol inks, also from Amazon. Will also be in my description. And I'm using a cheap little sponge brush. I can try to find one of those too and put it in my description. I'm just going to try to make everything as easy for you guys as I possibly can. So I'm starting this off with a wood grain look. I'm going to let it set, then doing a coat of epoxy, and then I'll show y'all how to do the camouflage look. So if you already know how to do a wood grain, sorry, but if not, this is a 2-for-1 for you. So here we go. So now that I have this like basic wood grain done, I am going to put it on the turner, do a coat of epoxy, and then come back tomorrow and show you all the next step. Next day, there's one coat of epoxy on here, and what we're going to do next is the peekaboo aspect of it. So I found this deer head on Etsy, I think. Yeah, I've had it for so long because like I said, I made my husband one a few months ago. But pretty sure I found this on Etsy. If not, I'm sure Google probably has one, or Pinterest or somebody. But I am just going to look around on this tumbler and choose like the best spot, which for me I think like around here looks good. And then I am just going to put this deer head, which it doesn't matter what color vinyl you're using because you're going to be taking it off and throwing it away. So just make sure that you choose a color vinyl that you don't care to waste. So set that cup down, and this is how I like to do my vinyl. Whenever I do put vinyl on a tumbler, I like to stand it straight up, get down like eye level with it to make sure it is completely straight, and put it on like that. You don't have to do it that way, but that's just like my own personal way I like to do it. Alright, so now that deer head's on there, what I'm going to do next is go outside and spray paint the entire thing white. Now this is dry, what I'm going to do before I go on to the next step to make this camouflage is I'm just going to take just a tiny piece of painter's tape, and I'm going to kind of ball it up a little bit, and I'm going to stick it right in the middle of my little deer head here. This is going to help me find this decal so I can pull it off after I put all of this alcohol ink on it, because it's going to be kind of hard to find. So now I know that this is going to be the middle of it. This will be sticking out, textured real well. So I'll be able to find it and peel it right off. So I highly suggest wearing gloves for this next part because alcohol ink, I've had the same alcohol ink on my hands, I swear, for like 4 days. And I scrub and I scrub and I can't get it off. It's awful. So going to be using some alcohol inks. These are Picasso brand alcohol inks. I'll have their link in my description. The brown one, however, is a Tim Holtz. The Picasso pack does come with brown, but I have ran out of it. So I am using black, sunset orange, parakeet green, and then a ginger that is from Tim Holtz. So I have some cling wrap down here, and I've cut 3 pieces out. And I went ahead and cut them before the video started because I knew, I fumble with it, and cling wrap is like, it's hard to deal with. So I have my 4 colors here, and I am not going like any certain pattern. I'm not picking up one first for any reason. I am just randomly grabbing some and squirting it onto this cling wrap here. And this is what's going to give us our camouflage look. And I know you're probably, if you haven't seen it before, you're probably thinking, what the heck is she trying to do here? I promise it does work out. Now when I go put the black on there, of course I do try to put a little less, and I'll space it out because I don't want the cup to be like super dark. So I do try to control the black ink a little bit more. So now I'm going to take this cling wrap, fold it very, very gently in half, and kind of crumble it up a little bit. Get those colors to kind of mix together a little bit, crumble it up. Very carefully unwrap it. This is the hardest part, because we all know cling wrap is just hard, and it's even harder with gloves, but alcohol ink is just so hard to get off. Okay, so now put your tumbler down on that cling wrap and wrap it up in all those colors. And you are just going to pat your cup. You don't want to rub it. Make sure you get the rim, make sure you wrap it around the bottom here, and just pat all the way around. And then you're going to take this off, and it can be thrown away at this point. But if you want, you can ball it up and kind of tap it against your cup to give it a little more texture. That ink dries so fast, sometimes it's kind of hard to do that. But if you can do it fast enough and get a little bit of texture on there. So there's the start of our camouflage. And you're going to have some bald spots. It's totally fine, because you can do this as many times as you feel necessary until you get the look you are wanting. So now I'm just going to repeat this entire process again until I'm satisfied. So now that this is totally dry, which literally took like 2 minutes because alcohol ink is just super fast, I am going to lay it down on this towel just so my wooden table doesn't like scratch up anything. But I don't know if you noticed in the video, but my little piece of tape fell off. But luckily with this like light here over me, it shines just perfectly and I can see the outline of this. So I'm going to turn it upside down and take my little weeding pick and start down here at the bottom, instead of trying to start like at those little antlers. That would be more tedious. So I am just very carefully, and this is permanent vinyl. When you're doing peekaboos, I would more recommend the not permanent vinyl because it's going to be a little easier to get off and it might not leave such a sticky residue. But work with what you got if you're anything like me. So there we go, that came off pretty easy. So now I am left with this. And so that was super easy. This is what I'm left with now, and it looks really cool. You can see the wood grain and then the camouflage. This was the cup I made my husband and he absolutely loved it, and it was super easy to do. Before I go, I've got your cup of positivity for the day, and today's quote is, "If ever you find yourself doubting you can make it through a challenge, simply think back to everything you've overcome in the past." That was said by Karen Salamanson. That's all I have for you guys today for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the notification bell so you all won't miss a thing. If you guys have any questions, like always, please feel free to comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks guys, bye.